They had every intention of getting around to it. A couple in their mid-50s, good jobs, kids who were grown, a house that was finally paid off. And they talked about doing a will probably a dozen times over the years, but life was busy. There was laundry, there was overtime, there was vacation, there were trips, and it just never felt overly urgent. And then one day, it was. He passed away unexpectedly, and she was left grieving, overwhelmed, and completely unprepared for what came next. And unfortunately, that story is more common today than most people realize. And today, I just want to make sure that it's not your story. Hi, my name is Fraz. I'm a financial planner, and end-of-life planning is one of the most important conversations in financial planning, and unfortunately, one of the most avoided. Now, here are 3 areas that most people miss. First, the final expenses most people dramatically underestimate. Your funeral costs, depending on the choices you've made in life, can range from a few $1,000s to well over $20,000. And here's the problem. When there's no plan, your family is forced to make emotional decisions under financial pressure, and that's an unfair position to put them in. Some people set money aside, others use life insurance, some prepay directly with a funeral home. And there's no single right answer, but there must be an answer. And critically, your family needs to know what the plan is, because a plan nobody knows about is not actually a plan. Second, and this one is more important than money, it's decision-making authority. Well, what happens if you're still alive, but you're not able to make decisions for yourself? This is where a POA, or a power of attorney, becomes essential. And there are 2 distinct kinds. One person handles your finances, paying bills, managing investments, and keeping those things on track. And the other handles personal care, your health decisions, your living arrangements, and day-to-day needs. And here's where couples especially get this wrong. They name each other, which is fine, but they never actually sit down and have the conversation about what they really want. And so when the time comes, your spouse is often left guessing, and that's not fair to them, and it may not be what you intended. The document is only as useful as the conversation behind it. Third is your healthcare wishes. This is your advanced care plan, and it's not just paperwork, it's a conversation you need to have while you still can. What kind of care do you want if you're incapacitated, or if you need extra care? And do you have, or are you building the financial resources required to pay for that care? Without a communicated plan and corresponding financial resources, families are often left struggling with difficult decisions. With this plan, they can focus on what matters, which is being present with you. Now, here's the big picture. Estate planning shouldn't happen in isolation. Your insurance, your investments, your legal documents, your healthcare decisions, all of that, they're actually interconnected, and they work together as a coordinated plan, or they don't work at all. End-of-life planning is simply financial planning. And it's not just about the end. It's about protecting the people you love most from confusion, from pressure, and the pain that comes from not being able to afford the best decision. So if you haven't already, you need to sit down with your financial planner and start figuring out a financial plan that doesn't just cover the end of your life, but it covers your journey along the way.